Hello guys, so we are now at Fortune Global Conference in Abu Dhabi, and here with Joanna Tutavak, founder of Coinstelegram and Fortune contributor, and with us Jenny Johnson, who is the president of Franklin Templeton, one of the largest wealth management funds in the world with $1.5 trillion under management, and they're quite active in blockchain and crypto too. So great to have you here, Jenny.
Great to be here, thank you.
Yeah, so you are very active in blockchain, obviously. You recently in September filed for Bitcoin spot ETF, and just yesterday there were some updates from the CSC for the comments from the public, as well you of separate management accounts focused on cryptocurrency. So what's your broader vision for the blockchain for Franklin Templeton, and as well, what are your predictions when potentially the first Bitcoin spot ETF may be approved, and as well, how will it influence the broader financial markets?
So I think it's important that we differentiate kind of Bitcoin and blockchain. So, I think that there's a demand for Bitcoin. It has its own use case, and that's why you're seeing these ETFs. I think what gets me more excited as I think about Franklin Templeton and positioning the company, honestly, for the next 20 years, you look at blockchain technology, and it's going to enable access to things like private markets, going to enable the democratization of private markets. Well, why does it do that? It does it because the technology takes out the frictional costs in transactions. And if you can reduce the friction in transactions, then you can essentially securitize or fractionalize ownerships of things and be able to transfer that ownership much easier. So as an asset manager, we think it's going to unlock non-traditional, non-correlated types of asset classes that are going to be interesting for our clients. We also think that that it's going to make more efficient the types of products that you have today. So I say, take an ETF. ETF prices, it trades all day, but it only prices twice a day. Mm-hmm. So imagine that you build a pooled vehicle on the blockchain. When you transact, you can have the smart contract tell you exactly what the underlying value of those securities. It's just much more efficient way to be able to operate. And then when you have atomic settlement, where you have immediate settlement without any delay, it takes out fraud, it takes out latency in the system. So I just think that it's going to be all about efficiencies. Mm-hmm. It's very, very early days. At Franklin Templeton, we have a tokenized money market fund that's approved by the SEC. We built a shareholder record-keeping system on that. We are a node validated. We actually advise on different portfolios. We have passive portfolios and active portfolios. So, again, it's early stages, but we're just big believers in the space.
And what are your expectations when the first Bitcoin spot ETF may be approved?
I don't know. I never, I think that's in the hands of the regulators as they're trying to figure out really kind of the best, the best approach, and their job is to protect the consumer, so they need to be thinking about that, and I think they'll do it as, in time as appropriate.
And do you see big interest from your clients for Bitcoin spot ETF? Do you expect the influx of funds?
Well, I think there's obviously a demand for Bitcoin, and so I think those clients, a spot ETF is a better way to access Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And so, as long as the bid ask is narrow, it should be a better way to do it. And so I think it's a much more convenient way for anybody interested in investing in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin has some challenges in that it's hard to anchor it on any kind of investment thesis. It tends to be a risk-on, risk-off type of asset. And so, you just want to make sure that clients are responsible in how they allocate to Bitcoin.
And how did you discover blockchain and crypto first? And do you have your personal investments in cryptocurrency?
Well, I ran technology years ago at Franklin Templeton, so I'm always staying focused on new technological trends, and so it was one that I think initially I thought it would take longer to mature. But I've been impressed to see the various platforms and how quickly they've matured, and honestly, the innovation that's happened in various companies that are being created on these layer ones. And so, but it was just because I spend about a third of my time on disruptive technologies and things that can be disruptive in the industry. And so it was just one, just like AI, that I paid attention to.
Yeah, so do you personally as well invest into crypto?
I do have some investments. It's small for my overall portfolio, but I definitely have investments there.
Can you share some of your picks?
Well, I haven't had more picks. I don't want to, but they're all the standard Ethereum, a little Bitcoin, Sushi Swap, Uniswap. I mean, I have a couple, different things like that. So.
And do you plan to launch as well some new products like other wealth managers, like crypto indexes, Bitcoin and Ethereum future ETFs, or maybe like to offer Bitcoin for retirement plan like Fidelity does?
Look, we filed for a Bitcoin ETF, and so ETFs don't tend to be big in the retirement channel, but they may. Retirement plans have fiduciaries that make the decision about what investments are on there. So, that would be the choice of the fiduciary. Our job is to make the products available.
And as well, you have quite big success with your US money market fund, which is tokenized, and you have inflow of over 270 million. So do you plan to tokenize any other funds, and what's your general view on assets tokenization?
Yeah, again, as I mentioned earlier, I think that the technology is a really great opportunity, and as it matures, you'll be able to, I think there'll be much more investment opportunities that are done, and we will be launching on those as well. I mean, it's a vehicle in which we think, and I always say at Franklin Templeton, our expertise is in making active risk-adjusted investment decisions. We deliver them in whatever vehicle our clients would like us to deliver them. And so blockchain creates one type of vehicle with tokenization. And so yes, we do see it as a channel to ultimately be able to deliver our expertise as active managers.
And you as well even ventured into NFTs. You gave NFTs to the participants of Innovation Forum last year. So what's your views on NFTs?
Look, I think as in anything, there's mature investments that make a lot of sense. And then there's a lot that don't make any sense. And I tend to like to make investments in things that I think are anchored in having financial returns, because I think that you'll have better chances of success there. There are some things that are like art in an NFT where if two people love it, they will find a market price for it. And so there's going to be opportunities in that space. Not all will be successful, not all will be good, but there will be some that are successful.
Okay, thank you for sharing your thoughts and your expertise with us, and hope to see soon approval of Bitcoin Spot ETF by Franklin Templeton.
Thank you.